Hey, it's MK, and I am here with a Mixed Media Mayhem layout for you guys today, and I am also playing along with Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, and today's sketch is by Gloria Montross. I absolutely loved this sketch, and it was absolutely perfect for the inspiration layout that we have over on the Mixed Media Mayhem Facebook group. For Gloria's sketch, though, I will be turning it because all of my photos go horizontally, but it still works in the end. So our inspiration sketch that we have over there, which actually this isn't true, I got them mixed up and I apologize. But our inspiration layout that we have in our Facebook group for Mixed Media Mayhem requires the packaging technique. That's actually next Fridays. So I reversed the two inspiration layouts. So next Friday, you'll see what this Friday's was supposed to be. And this Friday, you'll see what next Friday's is supposed to be. So my bad. I'm a little bit excited and just anxious to start playing. So that's why I went ahead and thought, oh, this is perfect for packaging technique and everything. So I went into my travel category and started pulling pieces and things and bits and whatever. Because this is a airplane photo, I love doing blue flowers for some strange reason for my airplane photos, you guys. I don't know why. So I had all of these pre-cut, fussy cut out flowers. I've got a bunch of flying stickers and things from Creative Memories. I have a little baggie full of goodies. I had these leftover little semicircle, not even semicircles, but I just basically scraps. I'm not going to get them to work for this layout, but I thought I would try and see if they did work. I also have these little scraps here. Again, not sure if I'm going to bring them in or not. I have this cut file that I will be bringing in. I don't even know where I got it, you guys. But I do have a bunch of pre-cut cut files that are in a album in page protectors, and I just pull from them whenever I need a quick cut file. And truth be told, I used to be part of a club, and I don't know where the club got the cut files. So that's why I don't know where these cut files came from. I also have some brown cardstock that I will be matting my photos with. There they are, all matted. And then I've got my white cardstock so I can play with my mixed media on this. So I'm actually going to do a little bit of, I think I'm going to do a little bit of packaging technique and then a little bit of stamping as well with an all in Create stamp set that the shop used to offer, but now it has been sold out and they haven't gotten the stamps back in for the shop to get them back in. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so first things first, I went and I traced out my photos so that way I knew where my packaging technique was going to go. But I have to tell you guys, the packaging, I'm not very good at the packaging technique. I like the effect of it, but it doesn't get me what I want. Like I really wanted some solid color going on here, and mine was getting more a little bit blotchy. So I went with the paintbrush technique. Yep. So I went ahead and I did my splattering, I did my packaging, but then I smushed my ink pad right on my glass mat, you guys. I love my glass mat. I don't know how many times I tell you guys how much I love my glass mat. But I went ahead and I smushed it down on my glass mat, and now I'm just taking my paintbrush and going around my lines that I created for my photo and just making the packaging technique go where I want it to go. And I'm being very messy with it. I'm being very nonchalant and just moving my hands and lifting up the brush where I want it lighter, smushing it down harder where I want it darker, things like that. So I'm faux packaging, if I'm being honest. Excuse me for my voice. I did lose it a little bit on this last cruise that we went to, and I'm barely getting it back, but it seems like if I get a little bit too winded, then it definitely makes me cough and whatnot. So I'm trying not to hack and cough in the microphone. Okay, so I'm filling in again with the packaging. I'm filling in with the paintbrush. I'm just trying to get it to go in that general area where Gloria had what looked like a stencil, or it might have even been what her interpretation of a pattern paper was supposed to be. So that's where I was filling in. Now I'm going through, it's all dried and ready to go. And I'm going back through same ink pad. I'm doing ink on ink, so tone on tone with this grid like a broken grid stamp, and I'm turning the stamp and angling it so it doesn't look the same throughout. I'm also bringing it in a little bit, so only a little bit of it's peeking out from underneath my my pencil line from my photos, right? And then I brought back that paper. Still not sure if I'm going to use it yet or not. I do want to use one of these airline tickets. These came in either this year's advent calendar or last year's. I apologize, I can't remember which one. Here's where I decide to see if I can make these make this work. Like I'm trying to see if I can bring them in a lot and then round the corners. I was thinking about making them a little bit more round. I brought in the photos. I really liked it, but now I feel like it's not Gloria's sketch anymore. It totally took away from her sketch entirely. It took away from my beautiful background that I created. It just wasn't going to work. I do like how it looks. Excuse me. I will be bringing it in later, but as of right now, it's not going to work for me. So here I am trying to figure out how to bring in this paper. I brought in all this paper. I've already eliminated one set. Now I'm eliminating possibly another set. I did cut out a little bit so that way it's what still had a straight line. I was just using the grid that's actually on the paper. But Gloria has a lot more paper layers within her photos. She also used a lot smaller photos. So I'm trying to bring in those layers. And what I did was I cut my paper in half, and now I've got double-sided. So one of them has the little airplane with the trails behind it, and then the other one is this really cool colorful grid, almost like a ledger paper, but not quite. And it doesn't have any defining lines for it to be a plaid. So I'm not really sure. It could be a plaid. All right, I went ahead and I dumped out all of my embellishments. I'm going to go through them really quickly. I kind of already knew what I was going to use on this layout, but really didn't. So I'm just going to briefly go through and pick and choose. I do know that I need something up in the top. Now that I've twisted it just a little bit, Gloria has hers off to the side. So mine will be up in this upper corner. I do want my cut file to be overlapping on my picture, but now that everything is down farther than I expected them to, I should have laid the cut file down before outlining my pictures and bringing it up a little bit more. My cut file is covering too much of the photo, so I will have to remedy that as well. So far I've got everything that I like. Most of them are sticker pieces actually that I'll be using on this layout. And then the other ones will be what I pulled from the little baggie, just totally random things. I did cut my my airline ticket or my airline tag in half, so that way I could make it bigger than what I wanted it to be. Even though it does say I'm going to Paris, that's not where I was going. This was actually one of my trips to the cruise that we took in 2024, the scrapbooking cruise that we did in 2024. And so I do like to take a lot of airplane tickets, especially when I spend a lot of time at the airports before my flights. I find it funny that they expect you to be there 2 hours in advance. And I go through the line so fast that I'm literally at the airport hanging out for 2 hours before I board my plane, then on the plane for half an hour waiting for everybody else to board, and then I finally get to take off. So for me, it's like, well, I just take pictures. I take pictures of our plane that just came in, like this one here is coming in, getting ready to attach itself to the terminal. I take pictures from the airplane because we sit at the terminal for so long. I like getting the tail fins of all the other planes lined up at the terminal. That's one of my favorite. And then, of course, as we back off and onto the tarmac, I really like that picture as well. And you get this really cool picture of either the other side of the terminals or a hangar or anything like that. I just really do like looking out of my window and seeing what all can be found at the airport that sometimes we miss because we're just barely getting into the plane and we don't have all that spare time like I do, staring out of a window, right? So it just all depends. Excuse me again. So here is where I cut my cut file in half. The airplane was just too big. It was covering up too much of my photo. I have the little heart portion tucked in with where my title is. I do kind of have two titles on this layout, but I am a-okay with that. And then, of course, I'm trying to cover up where it says that I'm going to Paris. I just really wanted that black tag in the background. I don't really care what it says, if I'm being honest. So yes, I'm just trying to finagle it, but I really want to use this airplane on my layout. So it is coming, you guys. I promise it does get used. I just have to figure out how to make it look like I didn't over embellish, right? So I have to tuck in some of my flowers and reduce the flowers because I had too many to begin with. So here's where I decided I'm going to bring my airplane up into this upper cluster. And who says I have to use all of it? It still looks like an airplane if I cut it in half, right? So that's what I'm going to end up doing, is I'm going to add it to that cluster up in the top and have the airplane flying across the top of my layout. I really do like that. I think it is just a cute little touch going on there. And yeah, it makes me smile. Of course, it is white and you can't see it, so I'm going to ink the whole thing in this hickory smoke that I had sitting on my desk from a previous project that I didn't actually end up using. Yes, that's how I roll. I'm going very heavy-handedly on this because I don't really want it black, but I guess I'm not using hickory smoke. That is black soot, you guys. So I am going heavy-handedly because I did want it to be dark, but I didn't want it to be black. So I do like the dark gray that I ended up creating. I thought it was hickory smoke. I apologize. So I went ahead and I glued it down, made sure everything else was glued down before I flipped it over, and I'm going to cut off half of my airplane. I will save the other half for something later. I just really like how now it looks like kind of a shadow flying across my page. I really do like that. And so anyways, that is what I've got. I'm checking Gloria's sketch to make sure that I got everything based off of what her sketch was, and then of course my mixed media that I wanted to add. And then if I didn't realize that it was the wrong day until after I got to next Friday's, right? And then realized, oh shoot, I did the wrong thing. All right, you guys, so that is my layout for today. I love how it turned out looking. I love the light blue, and I just love blue. Anytime I'm doing the airport thing, you guys, that is just my first color that I reach for, and especially for some reason the blue flowers. I don't know why. I like the little backpack because I always have a backpack with me on the plane because that has all my goodies in it to make me survive my 3 to 4 to 5 hour flights, depending on how long it is. All right, Gloria, thank you so much for an amazing sketch. I had so much fun playing with it and turning it and adapting it for my photos. It was a blast. Don't forget to check out all of the other links that I have down below for you guys, for the Facebook group and the playlist and all that stuff, for you guys to go and check out all the other inspiration using Gloria's sketch. All right, again, thank you so much, and I'll check y'all later. Bye.